Exactly. So anyway, Mike, it's down to you and I at this point, right?
Yeah. I was next.
Tuesday. Mike was next.
Tuesday morning.
Was that your last? You pretty much took the whole week,
Friday,
did you?
Yeah, we had pretty much the whole week, but you know, it was like, I just wanted my boy to get one to have mounted, and we talked about it all year. It was good. It was good stuff. We talked about it, and I said, I just want you to kill one to have mounted. I got several nice ones on the wall, and I was like, he's got to get one. You know, I'll just shoot anything. I don't care.
But you still got a good go.
Yeah. It was a decent buck. I mean, he didn't have very big prongs, but still a nice buck.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hands are sweaty. How far is that? 52. He's building confidence. Got the artery, dude. He jumped the string. See that? Made a hell of a shot on it. I mean, it was. I'd rather be lucky any day of the week than skillful.
No, you had to pull. You pulled it together, man.
Any day of the week than skillful.
Yeah.
Because it was. I mean, I watched it, and I literally, on the film when we were doing it, I told Jared, I said, he jumped the string. Do you see that? And he didn't see it. And you got to keep watching it. But he does. He turns. When I shot, it was 45 yards, and when I shot, it hit him above the hindquarters and clipped both freaking arteries, man. And he pumped it right. He died in like 10 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And you could just see it just
coming
out both sides. And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. And it was like, yeah. And he like, lady went, I don't feel good. I think I'm just gonna lay right here, and he ain't getting back up. And he did. He laid down, and it was cool shit. 8:45, one came in. Came in from right behind the big bush right up here on the hill, by himself, really was like not having it. I mean, it didn't look like anyway. He messed around out here for about 5-10 minutes, and he decided to come in. We figured they were going to come in right here, or him here, just a little closer to us, but he ended up being down there 45 yards, dialed the 1 pin into 45 and was able to get him. So we haven't walked out there, but it looks like he's expired now, so we'll walk out and take a look and see how it looks. He's done. Ain't a bad buck. But you know, I wanted my son to kill one to have mounted, and he did that yesterday. So it's I was just out here to fill my tag and get some goat meat. That way we get off to a good start for the start of the year. But yeah, he's not a bad buck. Decent.
We're tagged out.
Yep, we filled him.
Yeah, it was super cool.
And how many hours did you guys sit total?
That was like 2 hours for that one and like 30 minutes for mine. So
Wow.
So we didn't sit very long at all.
Less than 3 hours.
Good stuff, man.
You get spoiled when it happens like that.
Yeah, and you know,
It's
you
true.
don't take it for granted because you just never
It's
know
not
that.
gonna
Didn't you have
happen.
those other years where you sit 30 hours?
Yeah.
Well, you know that one spot, that back hole, it's like there's a ridge that kind of runs along
Yeah, you
there.
can't see very far.
And you can't see very far, so you're like looking, you
talked
know.
about that.
And there's one brush on the east end of it, kind of right there, and I seen his head go bunk. I go, we got a spot coming in. Buck. Jared's like looking, and yeah, I see him. And he come down, and he was pretty leery, wasn't he?
Yeah, he took his time.
He took his time
probably
coming
15
in.
minutes to come in.
He wasn't like not in a big
Running in
hurry.
there.
Yeah, no other antelope with him.
But
In
he
by
was
himself.
thirsty, man.
Those ones can be kind of hard to kill because if they come in weary like that,
Usually they'll let the bucks will let the does come in, and by the time the buck comes in, everything's settled. Though they're feeling
He gets comfortable.
Using the decoys.
Yeah, exactly.
Using the decoys.
Yeah, just go ahead, honey.
And see,
Yeah,
that's-
you could do it. Elk are really bad.
And that was
about
one thing funny with us is that morning we sat there and we watched this doe come off that same spot, and I told Scott, you know what? Let's put something out there to make sure that the antelope come over our way. So we wind up putting my bow case out there and then my case for the blind out in two different spots. And when the first one come up over and seen it, it was really spookish. And she came right, 20 yards from us because there's something out of the ordinary there.
Yeah.
And so we thought, okay, let's see if this happens. And it did. It wound up working. Of course, then this buck, he come in, he didn't even care. He wasn't even looking that direction anyway.
right?
So I was listening to the mantra thing the night before.
Yeah.
Daryl was telling me about mantra. And I'm
works.
thinking tantra. I'm thinking tantra. Heard that before? Daryl says, "Oh, you got to do it, man. It's amazing, and it works. I'm not gonna lie to you, it works."
Yeah.
I talk to myself. Jared says, "Dad, he's coming. He's coming." He ranges it. He says 50 yards.
45.
well, 50 first.
Initially.
And then you go 45. And he came in and he watered, put his head down, and I'm going, you got this, you got this. I go, both eyes open, aim for a spot, pick a spot.
Squeeze the trigger.
Squeeze the trigger, exactly. And I talked myself through it.
Yeah.
And I was amazing.
Makes big.
And I
such a
wasn't
big
going,
difference.
your heart going, and your neck all going, you know, I mean, I was like, Ooh, let it happen, and it worked.
Yeah.
Freaking worked, man. I was amazed.
The antelope I missed, the mantra, I left it at home.
Yeah.
I was shooting on. I wasn't shooting out of the chair. I was shooting off to the side of the camera it was barely open. I was worried about my arrow hitting the blind. And so I had, because I was afraid to open it up anymore. So I'm like making sure the arrow's is gonna clear and everything. And I wasn't sitting in the chair. It was one of those where you're kind of squatting a little bit, and I had about that much room on the side of the camera. Yeah, I mean, and so I'm thinking, man, is it gonna clear? Is it clear? Okay, yeah. And I shot, and I don't remember no mantra, no nothing. In fact, I told John, I don't know if I shot, until we looked at the video, we haven't looked at that video part yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I shot high, low, left, right, I don't know. All I know is it was 19 yards. All I know is I'm thinking, how did I miss that? And then right then I'm thinking, I didn't even, no mantra, no nothing at all. Which, when you get in the habit of using that,
it's amazing.
it is.
I was like way impressed. I mean,
But next, when I did shoot my goat, it was 35, and total.
Does everything slow down when you do it, you feel like?
Yeah, because like I said, I was telling your dad, it puts you, when you're talking to yourself in your, in your mind, and your, mind's, here we go. And once you start saying when I start saying here we go, then that gets me focusing on my task at hand, we'll say.
Right.
And then once I get, drawn back, put my pin on there, and then I take my focus off my pin on the bullseye, and I just start focusing on the bullseye. And then for me, it's pull, and then boom, it comes off. Then it goes off as a surprise.
Yeah.
And
that's the way it should be.
Just like a rifle.
Even with a rifle,
Yes,
same way.
exactly.
Same way.
Yeah.
Exactly.